I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, no toil, no danger in that bright light. Whoa! Did I make you jump? I'm just getting you ready for the 1917 movie. I finally saw it! Yes! I was looking forward to it so much. So 1917, it is a movie about World War I. It follows two fictional British soldiers who are sent to give a message to a battalion of about 1,600 men to stop them from entering into a German ambush. The 1917 film is based on a variety of different stories that the director Sam Mendes was told by his grandfather, Alfred Mendes. Alfred was in World War I, and one of the stories he told Sam was about a messenger. Being the history nerd that I am, I was really hoping that this movie would be like They Shall Not Grow Old, which is a movie that shows real footage from World War I. However, I would definitely say that this 1917 movie did a pretty good job at depicting the landscape and what World War I actually looked like. It's really interesting to note that at the beginning of this movie, the date said it was April 6th, 1917. And coincidentally, that is the exact day that the United States officially entered into the war. World War I was a dirty, dirty mess. I would compare the landscape to the Mud Run meets Pompeii. In this movie, you are going to see mud, water, rats, dead horses, dead people, barbed wire, bullets, fire, and lots of explosions. While I was watching the movie, I almost wanted to look at my watch because I was like, it feels like these scenes are taking forever. And reading up after the movie, I found out that the director intended for this movie to seem like a ticking clock, where the soldiers' every move was just felt by the viewer. And that really was the case. 1917 was meant to be more of a thriller movie than a conventional war movie. It actually almost felt like a scary movie at times because I definitely jumped. This movie kept me in suspense quite a bit, especially during the scenes where the soldiers were running away from people with guns and you're like, ah! And it's just like, your heart is pumping, pumping, pumping. I loved the scene where a soldier was singing Wayfaring Stranger to a whole group of soldiers. It was such a beautiful scene. That was absolutely my favorite scene, and I have had Wayfaring Stranger in my head ever since. Instead of focusing so much on battle scenes, which a lot of war movies do, this movie focused on human bonds and friendships, developing trust. I think it's very important to remember that in war, we are all just human. I got really excited because there was a French woman speaking in this movie, and so I got to practice my French skills. I tried not to read the subtitles, and I was like, okay, do I understand her? J'aime le français. Surprisingly, there was only one scene in this movie that actually made me emotional, and I was really shocked by the scene that it was. Not to give too much away, but it was a scene where the soldier was running to try to get this message as quickly as he could to the battalion. And he was just running and running and running, and he was almost there, and I was like, go! And I just felt this burst of emotion. I could feel how much he wanted this. At the end of 1917, I even felt mentally exhausted. I remember just being like, wow. 1917 was a very, very beautifully done film. It's perfect for history nerds, not history nerds. It's good for anybody. You definitely will get a feel for what World War I was like. You will build connections with characters, and this movie will definitely make you think about war and friendship. Go see it. I hope you enjoyed my 1917 movie review today. Please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, be free.